Coming home is always more special, especially when you've been away for a while. I get to be a hometown hero. And that's not what I'm in it for, but I'm gonna use it for everything I got. Because I want you to succeed. I want you to know that you're worthy, you're enough. You can achieve your dreams, and I'm proof. I'm from Newport News, and I'm the youngest of 5 brothers. Music has played a big part in my life probably before I was born, because my brothers were already playing, and they needed a bass player. My earliest memory of playing was right around 2 years old. And because I was literally learning to speak music at the same time as I was learning to speak English, music became very natural. I was on stage by kindergarten, if not before. And we're opening for War and Curtis Mayfield, The Temptations, and we didn't know any better. It's just what it was. And my older brothers, who are superheroes to me, they're treating me like an equal. Yeah, I'm the baby brother, but no one's beating me up. Instead, they're holding me up, giving me all the credit. We did a lot of gigs, and we caught the attention of a lot of different people. A guy named Kashif brought us brothers in to Arista Records, big record company. The record deal didn't go so well, and it was the cause of the 5 of us brothers not playing together. And all we know is music. So we find out about Busch Gardens, and my life has never been the same.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Canadian Palladium. At this time, would you please put your hands together and welcome Busch Gardens on Good Time Country.
They announced, Busch Gardens, welcome to the Good Time Country Show. And then 4 black guys walk out, cowboy hats, and it's like, that quiet. But when the music started, oh my goodness, it was great. At the time, I was too young to work in the live entertainment department, but they were about to open in a couple of weeks or so, and they needed a bluegrass fiddle player. And then one of my brothers says, well, I got another brother who could probably play fiddle. I never played fiddle in my life. So I researched and found 3 of the top fiddle songs. And I went in and I won the audition. For us, music is music, a string is a string. We can make a sound out of it. We had a lot of people tell us back then, man, y'all need to move to Nashville. And at the time, I'm like, man, I ain't going to Nashville. Never say never. So all of us moved to Nashville. In '87, my friend introduced me to Bela Fleck, and we just hit it off. Bela asked me to be a part of a television show called The Lonesome Pine Specials. They were going to give Bela a full hour-long special to play his music. He said, I just need a drummer. And I said, oh, well, you got to check out my brother. Bela told me, I met this guy named Howard Levy. Whoa, I don't know if I've ever met a musician like this guy. He can play anything. It was definitely Bela Fleck and the Flectones that put me on the global map. And I thank Bela for that, because Bela understood that the band would be better if he allowed every musician to have freedom. Bass Player magazine was just hitting the scene, so I wound up in Bass Player magazine a lot. We did the Tonight Show 5 times.
Bela Fleck and the Flectones, right?
Arsenio Hall is a big bass fanatic. So we get on Arsenio Hall, we do this song called Sinister Minister, which is a bass feature. spinning the bass around my neck. Arsenio Hall was going crazy. And so things worked out for Bela Fleck and the Flectones.
2 and 2, and then these two would make a 4-bar kind of phrase, right?
Exactly.
So then it would be out here.
Yeah,
that's nice. And
I
then
think
you have
so.
that backside of it's a little longer with the 4 bars.
It's whatever helps solidify that rhythm.
Right.
I'm improvising, I'm rarely reading. But if I put my head here, I start playing this rather than playing this.
It's so flavorful, that whole section. It's really neat.
Thank you very much. I have a lot of respect for a symphony. As a child, I played in orchestras. But in being asked to write a piece, I have an idea that they want classical, but they want something different. The main thing that I wanted to do was not leave me as I was writing. The instrumentation is going to make it different enough. To hear people playing something that I wrote, wow, amazing. Right now is my first time sitting out and listening to it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I can't listen because I'm,
Yeah.
I've got a bad case of vocal dystonia. I hate to even say it, but my hands curl up trying to play. So it's just a huge struggle for me to play simple things. I didn't write anything hard for me in this piece just because of that, but it's gotten a little worse, so I'm going to be scratching and clawing at this whole thing. You all make me sound good.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Thank you. Awesome. Good to see you. Over 20 years ago, I just noticed that my hands were slowing down. Didn't know why. I just felt I need to practice. So I started working on stuff, running scales, all the stuff people say, warming up and all the stuff that I never did. It's not getting better. It's kind of getting worse. So now it is so difficult for me to play. For one, it's kind of taken over my brain. And I'm having to do all the things I tell students, how to relax, breathe, don't think about that, think about this. As a saying I heard, we teach what we most need to learn. So all that stuff I say, I'm working on it. Right now I'm playing this concerto that I wrote that I can barely play. Fortunately, I have a symphony around me that I can hide behind. I wrote a book called The Music Lesson. At the beginning of each chapter of the book is a measure of music. So if you read all the chapters, put the music together, you get a song called The Lesson. And then when I thought about writing a concerto, I wanted to really flesh it out with real instruments. If anyone knows that song, you'll hear bits and pieces broken up and spread out between movements, as well as spread out between the instruments. I wanted a bass that I could bow, and nobody made one. So I asked Vinny Fodera if he could get a bow bass made. And he said, I think I can. And the easiest way to think of it is a cello on its side. It's fun for me to get to play because it's a one of a kind. I think of a concerto as a musician out front, virtuoso, playing a lot of stuff, and the orchestra is back behind. And I like that idea, but I didn't really want to do just that. I want the audience to see what a bass does, but also see what a bass can do. So there are times in the symphony where I'm supporting the oboe, supporting the violins, and doing what the bass does with the bass section. But then I'll step out front and let you see that the bass can play chords, the bass can play melodies, the bass can solo. So that is an education for all of us. As I heard a friend of mine say, playing music is like trying to count to infinity. It doesn't matter how far you count, you don't get any closer to the end. But you do get further from the beginning. So yeah, I've come a long way with music and I'm satisfied. It doesn't mean I feel like I'm done. There's still things I want to do. My focus has changed to what I can help others do. If I can inspire you to do anything, is to be the best version of you possible. If you continue to pursue your dreams and just don't quit, you will live them. It may take longer than you took, it may be harder than you think. But if it was easy, it wouldn't mean as much. Music is about sharing it and giving it to other people, living our dream with us. And that's a beautiful life.